If you want to support the predator poachers catching the sickest both near and far, go to the pinned comment. If you're on Rumble, press the red join button to see over 30 videos early and uncensored for only $8 a month. We can't do this without your help, so join our locals.
What's up, guys? The sponsor of this video is Red Pill Threads. Very easy sponsor to work with because I can't wait to wear the shirts myself. They're coming to the mail to me as I'm making this. Be sure to check out their stuff. Grassroots company, you're supporting small business, but check out their awesome designs they have for people of all views. Check out their Doe 36 shirt. I think a very creative thing, poking fun at Bill Clinton for being on the Epstein's client list. Check out many of their other designs, corn pop and all of that. Super cool stuff. I can't wait to wear them in the videos, and use the promo code POACHERS for 10% off your order. Get you a discount on it and get you some awesome shirts for you and the whole family. Very well made and made by someone who you can trust. So without further ado, get you a shirt and let's get into the video. This channel is a group of investigative journalists who make educational documentaries showcasing and educating society, especially parents and legal guardians, about potential scenarios that result from young people and adults conversating online if left unchecked. We conduct thorough interviews with consenting adults in an attempt to understand their perspective on why they partake in these conversations online with people that are not of age. The goal of the interviews in these videos and the videos themselves is to gain an understanding of the perspective of the individual being interviewed, so parents and the rest of society can be educated and aware of potential thought processes and desires of adults online to unsupervised persons not of age. These videos are not to cyberbully, harass, degrade, accuse, or threaten any individuals partaking in the interview process or in the video itself. We do not condone any of these actions. These videos are strictly educational, and we grant full permission for academia, which is any classroom setting or in scholarly papers, to show or cite our videos. To ensure that these videos are strictly used for educational purposes, we strictly adhere to YouTube's community guidelines, such as not revealing someone's personally identifiable information, in other words, PII. YouTube defines personally identifiable information as their home address, email addresses, signing credentials, phone numbers, passport number, medical records, or bank account information. We thoroughly look at and edit our videos to ensure that none of this information about any individual is shown in our videos. To ensure extra privacy for each person that is a subject of an interview in any of our videos, as of September 1st, 2022, to thoroughly comply with YouTube's harassment and bullying policy, there will be no mention or information about the last name or first name of any person interviewed in our videos. Due to potentially illegal activities discussed in our videos, law enforcement in the respective jurisdiction we conduct these interviews in is notified of each interview and video filmed by us. We are not accusing any individual interviewed of being guilty or committing a crime. That is the job of law enforcement. We are not vigilantes, and we do not condone vigilantism or vigilante behavior, such as taking the law into your own hand or not notifying law enforcement when a suspected crime takes place. We are investigative journalists. Trigger warning. Some of what can be discussed in these videos can be sensitive to some, emotional, or stressful. The only goal of these videos is to educate the public. At the end of each video, as of September 1st, 2022, there will be an educational portion at the end to discuss what was talked about in the video and to discuss what people can take from that video and learn from and tell others about. Our goal here is to bring awareness and educate the public. Now the video will start.
Resist, make it.
Hey, hello? This is for apartment 456. You're on the other side?
How's it going? Hey, I like the thing in your window there. Got a package for a Mark.
Yeah? Same package.
It's about some messages to Emily we should probably go over. Do you want to talk about it inside or away from people or people can't hear? It's about Emily from Facebook. I want to just have a conversation about it, dude. I understand there's some stuff that happened, so. Any in the house?
No?
Okay.
Are you an officer?
No, but we do have everything saved. I just want to have a conversation with you about it. We can just keep it me and you.
You're not like... Sorry?
No, I'm not gonna. I got two people with me for safety.
Let me get some pants on.
All right, I appreciate that. And just for your safety and mine, we're recording, but it's not to make you famous or do anything like that. Nice little place. Oh yeah. Can you cut the TV off, man?
What's that?
You gotta turn the TV down or cut it off, or
Yeah,
thanks, dude. How much do you pay a month here? It's pretty nice.
it's pretty small, but I pay $7.50.
It's not too bad. Do you work at all, or?
No.
Gotcha.
Anything?
Appreciate you. Well, my name's Gordon. Sorry to meet you like this.
Mark.
Yeah, good handshake. You just want to sit in the kitchen, or?
Yeah, got less place to sit. Huh?
Yeah, no kidding. My fat ass isn't going to break the chair, right? Well, I guess we'll see. Just want to have a seat there.
So what were you doing here?
Well, it's kind of about Emily from Facebook.
Yeah, I tried to cut that off several times.
Kind of happened.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you know kind of why I'd be here? Oh, anytime if you want to just open the door or kick us out, you can, but I do want to get this addressed with you. Do you know why I'd be like kind of here talking to you about it?
Other than the fact that she must have told somebody, I don't know.
Got it. Well, like, what reason do you think I'd be here about Emily, though?
Concerns for her safety, I suppose.
Gotcha. What about? What do you think to me would be maybe say, hey, maybe I should go talk to Mark about this? Like anything about her, or?
All of it.
Okay.
It was messed up from the beginning.
Got it. Got it. How old did she say she was?
I don't know, 11 or 12.
Okay. Got it. Well, I appreciate your honesty, dude. Um, okay. Yeah. So how'd y'all meet each other? See Facebook?
On Facebook, I
On
guess.
Facebook. Got it.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I just got out of prison last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been locked up for a while.
Of course.
So I missed out on all the advanced technology.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'd never had a cell phone before,
Really?
really, until I got out of prison.
Yeah.
And it's taken me this long, and I still haven't figured out how to work it properly.
Uh-huh.
Okay? I'm the type of person that's curious. I just search and find whatever.
Yeah, just kind of just go on the internet for the first time.
Yeah, sometimes I don't delete it when I should because I don't know how. You know?
Okay.
I got, so I don't remember a lot of this.
ADD. Yeah. No, I struggled with that in school, man. I know how that can be. So how long were you in prison for?
How long?
Yeah.
23 years.
Holy.
Yeah.
Here in Iowa?
Yeah.
What happened? Like, what'd they get you in for?
Well, oddly enough, it was for it's a long story to make any sense at all, but
Just summarize if you can.
my wife and I were separated.
Sure.
She took our kids and moved to another apartment,
Fair
left
enough.
me in the house.
Okay.
And she did that because I started drinking again because of stress that I was experiencing through my businesses. I had 2 businesses.
Okay.
I was trying to run a household, keep 4 vehicles running.
Oh, and paying them off at the same time
yeah,
too? Oh
yeah.
my God.
And it was just, I was in over my head.
Yeah, of course.
You know? And she had a professional background working in the hospital. But after she had our last child, she wanted to go part-time.
But she needs to make money to raise the kids though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But 3 of them, well, 2 of them were in school.
Okay.
The other 2 were just babies.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure where I was going with that thought now.
They were in school, they were they were just 2 were in school, 2 were babies, you're separated from your wife.
Okay.
Alcoholism.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was drinking heavy.
Yeah.
Every day.
Okay.
For a year straight.
Yeah.
You know, from the time she left to the time I was arrested.
Right.
But during that time, my kids would come over a couple days a week after school, spend some time with me.
With their dad, yeah.
And I'd just kind of let them run loose and do whatever they wanted to do. We had video games and
Nice.
other games and TV, of course. Had a big patio that they could play on, big backyard,
Nice.
tree house, you know,
Yeah.
and a big old playroom that's full of toys.
Sure.
Anyway, that was the highlight of my week when they were there.
Right, of course.
Okay? So every time they left, it became harder and harder to watch them go. And I thought, I'm never going to get them back. Because I couldn't get control of my...
Oh, so they were planning on giving your wife full custody, or?
She was probably going to fight for it, yeah.
Yeah.
She hadn't at that point.
Got it.
But lost my train of thought again.
You thought you were going to lose your kids?
Actually, I started losing interest in life at all.
Okay.
So I was just going to drink myself to
Okay.
and they'd be better off without me.
Yeah.
That's what I felt.
Yeah, well, that's not the case.
I know, but that's what I felt at the time.
Yeah.
I was sinking deeper and deeper into it every day, and I couldn't find my way out.
Mm-hmm.
So when they came over to play,
Mm-hmm.
the neighbor kids came over to play with them.
Yeah.
Okay. So there were several girls and boys and different mix of ages, anywhere from toddlers to teenagers.
Right.
The ones that weren't there to play with my kids were there to play with my kids as toys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like a mother figure.
Right.
Playing with the baby.
Right.
Anyway. So one of the girls that came over, she was 9 years old,
Mm-hmm.
very outgoing, adventurous, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to use inappropriate words here because I'm not sure what the right words are, but her and I acquired a odd relationship.
Fair enough.
There was nothing directly about it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a friendship between an adult and a child that should have been between a child and a child.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So I acted inappropriately with her
Mm-hmm.
on many occasions. Said things that I shouldn't have said,
Yeah.
you know.
You got a little bit carried away.
Yeah.
It's fair.
And I was drinking some of the times. I was trying to not be drinking too much until my kids left.
Mm-hmm.
So just playing around. The kids played.
Yeah.
I let them play. I let them
Right.
do whatever they want. They'd jump on the chairs or the furniture
Mhm.
off the patio thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd wrestle,
Right.
you know. Because I was kind of craving a little bit of attention too because I was lonely.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was still stressed out from work.
What businesses did you own?
Well, I had the franchise for the Greyhound bus station here in Dubuque,
Oh, cool.
and I ran a shuttle service attached to it
Okay.
for surrounding airports.
Nice.
So yeah, that was a big headache all by itself.
For sure.
But I didn't like working for other people, so I did what I had to do to have my own business.
Yeah. That's how you should do it.
Yeah. Uh,
So.
so I'm not even sure where I was at.
Yeah. So
Tell you, my ADD is terrible.
kind of a relationship with this neighbor girl.
Right. She had the same personality as the first girl that I ever had a crush on as a child.
Oh.
So I could relate to her on that level from my memory.
Yeah.
Okay. And that girl also had a crush on me.
Right.
And I don't know why, to this day, I don't know why
Mm-hmm.
I felt that I wanted that relationship to go somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
knowing that it never would or never probably could,
Yeah.
you know, but just because life happens.
Yeah. Exactly.
So anyway, when this other girl started being friends with my kids and playing over there,
Mm-hmm.
I was relating to her on the same personality level as my childhood.
Like an emotional attachment type.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we didn't hide anything. We didn't try to hide anything. There was nothing really to hide because we were just being goofy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, inappropriately goofy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But my kids were all so small; they didn't care. They didn't pay attention to what was going on.
Right, right.
You know, it wasn't interfering with what they were doing. They didn't care.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But nobody ever had their clothes off.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever one or the other body at any point.
Mm-hmm.
But she asked me a question, and I gave her a blunt answer. She asked me, "What's a?"
Oh, God. Okay.
And I had just enough alcohol in me at that point to say, "Well, here, I'll just show you." So I pulled mine out of my pants, my shorts, showed it to her, put it back in,
Uh-huh.
and she goes, "Oh, gross," you know.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Right.
But the problem with that was it was also on the videotape.
Oh, my gosh.
Because they were playing with the video recorder earlier, and I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
And it was still running when this was taking place.
Oh, gosh.
So that was something that I should have identified and addressed immediately, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just turned it off and stuck the tape up on a shelf.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think to throw it away or erase it or nothing because I didn't.
Because you didn't think you did anything wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't think it was anything illegal that I'd be in trouble for.
Right,
You know?
right.
So anyway, that started a series of thoughts and acts or actions or attitudes, maybe. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Because it went to, like, that next step and stuff.
What do you mean the next step?
Oh, like, got thoughts and attitudes from who?
Oh, I had 2 roommates
Uh-huh.
during the year that my wife had left.
Right, right, right.
And they were just nobodies that I met while I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of them was a friend of a friend, female friend that we all knew.
Yeah.
Anyway, these 2 guys needed a place to stay. I had a house when I was the only one in it with 2 extra bedrooms. So I said, come on, you know, you can stay with me. You're going to help pay with the bills and, you know, buy your own food and beer or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll just have a party.
Right, right.
You know? And we did for a whole year.
Nice.
Because I knew the house was going to go back to the bank because I couldn't make the mortgage payments.
Right,
You know,
right.
because of everything else that was going on. And I had just filed bankruptcy.
Got it.
So, moving right along. The videotape. Oh, my roommates come home one night drunk,
Mm-hmm.
empty-handed, and went straight for the refrigerator to start drinking my beer. Okay? And I didn't buy enough for all of us. I
Yeah.
bought enough for me because I figured they had already bought theirs.
No, fair enough.
You know? And it wasn't like that most of the time because there was usually plenty to go around.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just the way they did it. They didn't say, "Hey, can I have a beer?" They just
kind of
grabbed
went like
it.
it's their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So me and one of them got in an argument, and he said something about my behavior with this young girl. I said, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Oh, God.
I said, "Well, I saw you." I said, "What do you mean you saw? You saw me what?" What he saw me doing was putting suntan lotion on the girl's back
Mm-hmm.
as I did with all of my kids at the same time.
Right,
You know,
right, right.
because it was 90 degrees outside,
Right.
and they wanted to go outside and play.
Yeah.
So I made sure they had lotion on.
That's fair enough to me.
Yeah. So anyway, just as I was doing her, he walked in the house and, just looked and kept on going. And just didn't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. And so that's what he pointed out. And I said, look, there's nothing going on. So don't worry about it. And he just got belligerent. And I said, you know what? Why don't you just get your stuff and go?
Yeah.
You know, you're not paying any rent here anyway. Just leave.
Right.
You know. He said, I ain't going nowhere. I said, well, all right, I'll just call the cops and have them take you somewhere then.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. And I told the cops to not let him back here until I was off work the next day
Yeah.
so they could get anything else that they needed.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had a mattress and stuff that they bought. But anyway, the next day when I came back from work,
Mm-hmm.
they had already been there and gone, took their stuff and some of my stuff.
Yeah. Oh God.
And one of the things they took was the videotape that I just had sitting on the shelf
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that apparently they must have looked at
Mm-hmm.
for some reason. Anyway, that was missing, and come to find out that he took that at some point previous to that, looked at it, but saw what was going on with me and the girl and my kids, and he thought, well, I'm just going to give this to the girl's dad and see what he says about it.
Mm-hmm.
And me and her dad were friends.
Yeah.
We drank together all
Right.
the time.
Right.
you know?
Right. Right.
But so the next day, the cops came and knocked on my door and talked to me and looked through the house and took a few things.
Mm-hmm.
I still didn't think I was in any trouble. I didn't think I'd done anything wrong.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I was inappropriate, but I was drinking and
She's doing guys
nobody
things.
got hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Exactly.
So I'm going with my brain again.
Yeah. So cops came to the house and.
Cops came to the house, asked me to come down to the station the next day to talk to them a little bit more, because that night I had been drinking pretty heavy
Right.
and I wasn't really capable of having a discussion with them.
Mm-hmm.
But so I went down to the station the next day, talked to them, told them exactly what was going on, and confirmed what they saw on the videotape that
Yeah.
they had.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, you're free to go. So I said, all right, well, so I left.
Yeah.
Still, I'm thinking, what I did was probably a little immoral,
Right.
and inappropriate because of the age differences. But nobody got hurt,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't threaten anybody. I didn't coerce anybody to do anything.
Right.
I didn't make anybody do anything they didn't want to do,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling, well, what's the worst they could do to me? Well, the very that same night, the police came back and arrested me and started all of that.
God. Okay.
So, because I couldn't afford to buy a good lawyer, I had a public defender
Yeah.
who was worthless from the day they were appointed.
As they all are, pretty much.
Yeah. But my particular public defender was trying to become the next county attorney. So he wanted to make some points with the judges and everybody else.
Yeah.
So he sold me out.
Oh.
And I didn't know enough to know any better.
Right.
Because I'd never been in this kind of trouble before. You know, I'd never needed to know anything about this.
Right.
So I spent 7 months in county jail, waiting for sentencing, and I mean, I was going to go to trial, but my lawyer talked me out of going to trial at the very last minute before we were picking jurors, because he said, "Oh, we don't have a chance with this jury." I thought, "Well, how the hell do you know this?
Yeah.
You know, is this all a setup?"
Right.
You know? That's what's going through my head, but I still didn't know how to react. I didn't have any answers myself. So I had a choice of taking a 50-year sentence in prison and getting out in 23.5 years, no, 24 years. Or, that's if I would have been found guilty in a trial.
Yeah.
Well, if I took a plea deal, he said I could be out in 17. Well, I'm not a genius, but the math tells me I should take the 17.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I wasn't offered any other choices.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything else to come back to.
Yeah.
You know? So I said, well, all right, that's what I got to do to get it back out and see my kids again. I guess that's what I got to do. So I did. And as soon as I did it, I regretted it because I knew that it was the wrong thing to do. I should have took it to trial. So I started all the paperwork. By that point, I had started reading some law books in the jail library and what was left of them that weren't all torn up. But I started appealing, trying to reverse that action that I pled guilty, you know. And I didn't have anybody to help me. I didn't have anybody to ask. I just started reading and writing and trying to wing my way through it. And that went on for 18 years.
Wow.
I tried to appeal it in every form or fashion you could possibly imagine, short of going up to the United States Supreme Court level.
Wow.
You know, I did go to the federal level twice.
Wow.
But anyway, ended up I spent 23 years in prison when they promised me I'd be out in 17. And it was something that I maybe should have had a 5-year sentence to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So that's, and then I get out last year and I'm faced with a society I don't recognize and challenges that I don't know how to handle. And
oh, a lot changed in 20 years.
Oh my God. Everything changed. Absolutely everything.
God.
And just trying to use the phone was one of my biggest challenges.
Yeah. So, well, I'm sorry that you got railroaded by the justice system. So much for that. But
that doesn't excuse this behavior, though. I know this is wrong.
Yeah. What kind of happened with? Because I didn't read through all these. Like, what kind of happened with Emily and you?
It was just a mind game between us. We were just talking.
Okay.
You know, I had never had any intentions of really going to see her because I knew that was trouble.
Going to see her? Wait, what?
Going to see her. We had discussed at some point she wanted to meet me.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But she said that she couldn't leave the house, so I'd have to come over there. And I said, well, I don't know how that's going to work, but what about your mother? But we video chatted a couple of times. I did that just to make sure that she was real and it wasn't a setup.
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah. That's fair. Yeah, of course.
But it was just, again, foolish talk between an adult and a minor that shouldn't have been taking place. You know?
Did she like? I mean, I hate to ask you to relive this, but did she also see her too?
Not to my knowledge. I never showed it to her.
Did you maybe like send a pic of it to her?
No,
Not to Emily?
no.
Sure, there wasn't like one or two pics that were sent.
I don't remember sending her any pictures.
Did you ever maybe show her on video call at all?
No.
You know, I told you I didn't read through all of it, but there's something I did see. Damn it. Maybe it's the ADD kicking in, I don't know, but oh my gosh. How long did you and Emily talk for?
I have no idea.
Got it. How did y'all come across each other?
I don't know. I just probably commented on her smile or something online, and
Fair enough.
she responded, and we started a conversation.
Got it.
I don't know.
That's kind of how it all starts.
Yeah.
No, this picture right here, maybe it was sent like a few weeks ago, so maybe you don't quite remember it, but right here.
Yeah, I see the picture, but I'm trying to figure out. I must have sent it to her.
Okay, is that your?
Yep,
Okay,
it sure is.
got it. So y'all kind of added each other, and y'all started talking to each other. So, you know, you mentioned it was a conversation. What did she kind of talk about with you?
I usually just talked to her when I was bored and couldn't find anybody else to talk to.
Okay.
In fact, I blocked her several times just because I didn't want to pursue it anymore.
Mhm.
I didn't want to continue what we were doing.
You blocked her several times.
Yeah,
Did you ever unblock her?
yeah. I'm sure I unblocked her because I had to block her several times.
Yeah, yeah. Why do you think you kept unblocking her?
I don't know. I was probably missed the conversation.
For sure.
You know?
For sure. What was kind of the gist of the convo?
It was mostly centered around her losing her.
Okay. Why do you think it kind of got to that point?
Fantasy going crazy.
Yeah, fair enough. Um,
But I was never going to do anything.
right, right. I wanted to kind of ask about this because, you know, obviously I know the internet's kind of new to you and stuff, and, you know, you don't want your toes to get dipped in water that, you know, you maybe shouldn't be in. You know what I
Right.
mean? You know, 'cause
Right.
you don't want anybody to get misconceptions and all that type of stuff. Like, I know for like I kind of looked into what happened in the past a little bit, and to me, like I agree, your sentence was way too long for what happened. I mean, it doesn't really make any sense to me. But you know, obviously, you don't want anybody getting the wrong idea again about. So there looked to be a file sent to her from somewhere. Well, from your account, but like, what kind of was that?
A file?
Yeah, like a video or something like that, or a picture or whatever. It wasn't your picture, but it was.
Somebody just started sending me a bunch of pictures,
Okay.
and I probably tried passing them around to other people I thought might be interested in them.
That's fair.
You know?
Got it. So just kind of like a hot potato type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What app did that guy send you those pictures on?
It was Telegram,
Oh, okay.
maybe.
Got it. Yeah, that's kind of a newer one.
Yeah.
Facebook's old, but that was still Facebook came around when you were still in jail, but Telegram was like it's kind of new, like
Yeah.
just you were kind of getting out. Okay, was this like a certain guy on Telegram, or was it like in a group or something?
It
Or
was a whole load of people.
oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Jeez, Louise.
Yeah, and in fact, I just deleted them all out of my thing today because it was just getting crazy.
Deleted what?
All the people, all the contacts that were getting into this group, I deleted them off my phone
Oh yeah, yeah.
because it was overwhelming.
How many groups was it?
I don't know how many groups there were, but there was a lot of people.
Was it one group with a lot of people, or was it like multiple groups with?
Now there was multiple groups,
Oh,
multiple crowds,
got it.
you know, and it just, I mean, my phone was dinging all day and night, just people joining the groups, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Drove me nuts.
No.
And I didn't even know what was going on in the groups, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause I couldn't even find anybody to talk to because they
Right.
were all busy doing something else.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right.
So,
What were they sending in the groups?
photos of young girls, mostly.
What about videos too?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah.
How young did it go? Like I mean, how bad were these people? Like how low did they send?
Bad.
Like
I mean, not infants, but I don't know, 8, 9 year olds.
okay. What were they doing in the video? Or the videos?
There was some that were just the girls themselves.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And it wasn't like they were even doing it because somebody was telling them to do it. It was like they were doing it because it was fun for them.
Like a home video type thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And others were of a lot of guys having with young girls. I don't know what kind of relationship they had with one another.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing looked like it was or you know,
Right.
it looked like stuff that had been going on for a while.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
nobody was getting physically hurt.
Were those like 8-year-olds in the videos with adult men?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
and most of the adult men would hide their face.
Yeah, probably makes sense.
Yeah, but they didn't hide the child's face.
Okay.
Whoever was videotaping.
Yeah.
So, anyway, where does that leave us?
Yeah, because I was wondering because Emily was. Oh.
Must hit the chain.
Oh, okay. Because Emily was told, one of the messages was, "I have a video of like a 10-year-old, you know, on a or something like that." That was said to Emily. So I was just kind of curious about where possibly that could have came from, because I don't think it's like there's some camcorder in your house or anything. So
I don't have a camcorder in my house.
yeah, yeah. So I was thinking like, you know, it's that kind of like put an exclamation mark over my head because you know Emily was told like, I have a video of a 10-year-old. I'm like, what? I mean, you know, it's like is he doing this like same thing again? It was like, oh, okay, you got that video from somewhere. It looked like.
Yeah, all those pictures and videos came from that website. I mean, everybody was sending them everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, there's like a disease just spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did So there were, I mean, obviously, because you said you shared some of them too, just to people that were interested or something.
Yeah, other young people that had expressed some kind of interest
Okay,
in that kind of stuff.
got it. Were
I
some
was told a lot of them were young lesbians.
okay?
You know,
Did you share a lot of those videos on Facebook or on Telegram or both? Or
I don't remember.
got it.
I honestly don't.
Okay. Um, was anybody like? Because this is kind of because I know kids can be curious and all that stuff and all that. Like, yeah, I mean, if you're sending a video like that to a 4-year-old, I mean, there's no excuse. But I get
Yeah,
it. Like when they're around Emily's age or maybe a little bit older, a little bit younger, I get they can kind of that's kind of entering the stage of being curious about that stuff.
sure.
So, were some of the people that it was shared to, were they also around Emily's age, or also kind of younger girls and stuff that were asking for them, or
They might have been a couple years older than her,
okay,
like
how
12, 13, 14,
okay,
15.
were they on Facebook talking to you?
Again, I don't remember where I meet people. I don't even remember where I leave people. You know,
Yeah, yeah, okay,
I delete people every day off of my phone just because I can tell that they're up to something no good.
yeah,
You know,
that's fair. Got it. So there were other. So we'll just say online. So there were other girls like a little bit older than Emily online that were kind of interested in those videos.
yeah.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Um, so how did they express their interest to you?
I don't know. It was just stuff that they wrote or pictures that they'd had in their profile or something. You know,
Yeah.
I don't remember those kind of details. I honestly don't.
Right. Right.
I have no reason to.
Yeah. No. That's definitely fair. Um, but the only reason I'm asking is because someone can look at that and be like, "Oh my God, why would Mark just send that?" But it takes two to do. Like I don't think I don't think it's all like, "Oh my God, these girls are so helpless," and Mark's just doing this. That's why I was kind of curious, like how'd the conversation with those other girls kind of go? Like what, like did they kind of hit you up or did they talk to you? Like how'd that like if the best that you can remember, you know what I mean?
I think some of them just said, "Do you have any videos to share? You know,
Yeah.
here's some that I have. You know,
Oh, okay.
send me some back." That kind of stuff.
Did those kids send videos of themselves or did it look at other people?
I don't know who they were. I mean, that's the nature of the internet. You never know who's sending you what of who.
Hmm.
You know, you don't never know who you're talking to.
Yeah, exactly. Um, how the ones that the at least the people saying they were like 12 to 14, how did those videos look? Like what was happening in those?
Some of them they were having sex with adult guys, and they were probably their brothers or their dads or uncles or you know.
Did they say it was them in the video?
No, they didn't say anything to that nature.
Okay.
It was just the familiarity amongst them, and there were babies in the background crying, and you
Oh,
know
okay.
all kinds of family type of stuff going
Yeah.
on. You know,
Yeah. But these videos were sent in the context of like this person says, "Hey, do you have any pictures?" And you're like, you send something to them, then they send something back to you, and it's like a video like that.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
got it. I see. Um, wow, it's interesting. So I want to ask one more time about the Telegram groups because I know your thing is not babies and like that stuff that you're not a part of that you
No,
you have no business being around.
no.
Like if I thought that was your thing, I wouldn't even be here talking to you. But I've heard some things about Telegram. Again, I'm relatively new to Telegram, as kind of everybody is. But I've heard when there's big groups of people just sharing these types of videos, there's always going to be that who just sends videos of infants and toddlers, especially if we're talking hundreds of people.
Of them or to them?
Well, I don't think an infant could get on the phone.
Well, yeah, that's
That'd
true.
be
I don't know how early they start these days.
yeah. That's a good point. Um, but I just want to ask about that because I'm talking to you. Never do I think that you'd like that, but there could always be some Indian or some Mexican just in one of these groups that are just going crazy with it.
Well, that's what a lot of them are. Indians and Mexicans, and
Yeah.
not all of them, but a lot of them.
Right. So I know, especially when it's coming from that region, there's kind of no limits with what they're sending. So that's what I want to ask. Like, have they sent stuff of infants in the group that that kind of made you feel gross, maybe, or just didn't want to see it? But have you seen it been sent?
The only thing I ever saw of an infant was a doll that they were trying to promote.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lifelike doll, and there was infant versions and probably teen versions and
Yeah.
adult versions, and I mean, there's a lot of that being advertised throughout all this crap.
What about like these sickos sending like toddlers or anything, like maybe from like 2 to 4 or anything like that?
I never saw any of those.
Okay. Did they maybe send a video of that, and you just saw a thumbnail for it, but didn't watch the video?
Probably a lot of that. There's a lot of them I didn't even look at.
Okay. Well, have you seen maybe like a picture of one that you just didn't want to click on, didn't want to see, but they just showed anyway?
Of a toddler?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Gotcha.
No, I would have deleted that right off anyways.
Yeah, makes sense. Um, so when it was sent to Emily, there was, I think, something sent, and she said, "Don't send it" or whatever, or something like that. Um, how did you send that to Emily?
What was it I sent?
There was some type of file thing that you said maybe you unsent it or something, or had her delete it because she said she didn't want to see it.
Oh, well, okay. There was a lot of that going on because sometimes I'd be playing on my phone and I'd be talking to her and I'd be talking to somebody else and I'd be, doing all kinds of at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what I'm doing with any of it. So
Yeah.
I'm pushing buttons and I don't know what I'm doing. And probably sending like this to people that I didn't mean to send it to.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying that was all the cases, but I'm sure that happened a lot.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that was on purpose or it was an accident. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that, like, how did it get sent to Emily? Like, is this something that you just like how do you go about sending something like that? Like, do you just have to? Is it like from your gallery? You just open up your pictures and you just press send, or is it from something else? Like, how do you do it?
There's a history of some sort of who you've been friending, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then you press a button that says copy or something, and then you press another button to forward it to this person or that person or this person. And sometimes I just send it to everybody. It depends on what it is I'm sending.
Yeah.
And sometimes I might hit one that I didn't mean to hit.
Okay.
So then I got to go back and delete it. And that was a lot what happened with her. Because I sent stuff that I didn't mean to send, and then I deleted it, and she'd get upset and say, "What are you deleting it for? If you're going to delete stuff, just don't bother sending it. In fact, don't talk to me no more."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Wow, okay."
What about But I mean specifically like a picture or a video of like kind of the younger stuff. Like, is that something that just kind of went to your phone gallery, or was just like a hidden folder, or how'd that kind of work?
I honestly don't know of any infant pictures.
No. Like, I mean, like just kind of the younger stuff, like like the video of like the 10-year-old that you said you had. Was that kind of? Is there like a hidden like hard drive with that, or was that just kind of in your phone gallery? How'd that go?
Some of it I never even sent to the photo galleries. I don't think. I just left it where it was received.
Oh, okay. So, what percentage do you think you saved to the phone gallery?
Oh my God, I don't.
Or how many do you think maybe went to the phone gallery versus just didn't?
A lot. I don't know.
Okay. So most did not go to the phone gallery? Or most did go to the phone gallery?
Well, there's some still sitting there that I haven't been able to delete because I've been busy doing other. and I just haven't gotten around to it.
Oh, on the phone gallery?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
No, not on the phone gallery, on the different apps.
Got it. How many would be on the phone gallery, do you think?
I have no idea.
What's your pin the tail on the donkey? What's your best guess?
I don't know, a couple hundred?
All right, so it's not like 1,000 or million or anything.
No.
You'd be surprised.
Uh,
Yeah.
no, I mean, like I said, I'm new to all this. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to fix my mistakes as I go along.
No, 100%. I mean, there's a dude there. I mean, I had nothing to do with it. There's a guy in Mexico. Speaking of Mexico, he was in the. Oh God, what's this thing called? Oaxaca? How do you say it?
Oaxaca? Oaxaca?
Oaxaca.
Oaxaca?
Yeah, leave it to the guy from Iowa to tell the guy.
Knows better than guys?
Yeah.
I knew a guy from prison in there, from there.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, it makes sense. But yeah, there was a guy in Oaxaca. This was kind of when you were in prison. I mean, this was like probably 5-6 years ago. You were still in prison then.
Yeah.
But it made national news because he was an American on vacation there. And dude, they found 2 million photos, dude.
Wow.
I mean, how do you even have the time to die? Like, with the time for that?
What would you do with that many?
Yeah.
What purpose?
Exactly.
You don't have time to look at them.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I wanted to hear a couple hundred. I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. It's not even freaking barely. That's good though.
And most of those are probably going to go soon because like I said, I haven't had time to delete them.
Yeah, but for sure, most of them for sure. See if that place.
I think Arby's.
Yeah, dude, I could use some Arby's right now.
Oh, you love Arby's, huh? I don't even
I
know
just
people
love
still got
food.
coupons from the mail.
I just love food.
I guess after being in prison for 23 years, even an Arby's would be satisfying, or roast beef would be satisfying.
Oh yeah.
Game of the game.
Hey, oh god, just make sure like Subway's closed and all of that. Like, wait maybe like 5 minutes. Oh god. All right. So I do want to ask because I know the internet's like new and it's just a bombards you with. When did how soon after you got out of prison did these young girls just start talking to you, hitting you up, and all that?
Give me a towel. I accepted. Actually.
Yeah, somebody up here's got a dog that is just little.
Bro, it's literally the third
I
time.
know. My shoes just love stepping in.
Or the same shoes.
Yes, look. What the?
Oh my god.
Here you go. Thank you. Are you okay if I got some?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Fine.
Well, there's the 5 minutes.
So I don't even remember what you asked me, but
Yeah. So basically, you get out of prison, because you said there was a few young girls that tried to talk to you online besides Emily. You get out of prison. How soon after does it happen where these young girls are just like hi, or you start finding them, they find you? Like,
it was a few months because I didn't even know how to download an app on my phone. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It was. You wouldn't believe the headache I've been through in the last 8 months.
Has it only been 8 months since you got out?
Last July, I don't know. 9
Oh, okay. Yeah, 9 months.
But when it started out was me looking for an adult female to have a relationship with.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the more I started looking, the better the younger ones started looking. You know?
Yeah.
Because the older ones, my age, looked like,
Well, I can't blame you for that.
you know? So I was open to any age group from 18 all the way up to, 60 probably.
Right.
And as a result, I got bombarded with people that wanted me to, respond to them and
Mm-hmm.
chat with them and go have sex with them and
Yeah.
all this other crap. And again, I'm just like a fish out of water or swimming in a big ocean that I don't know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how to appropriately talk to these people.
Right.
because I haven't had conversations with women in all these years.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be you meet somebody and at a store or somewhere and you spark up a conversation. But now you can't hardly do that because they're all stuck in their telephone.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's actually a very good point.
And it's scary,
I agree.
And I'm lonely. I wanted to have a connection, regardless of what I had to, I guess, swallow my pride in order to accomplish, because I knew that I'm not, fresh as a daisy material, for a man.
Yeah.
So whatever I could attract was going to be slim.
Right.
So I just threw a lot of mud at the wall and see what would stick.
Okay. So how many of these young ladies under 18 ended up talking to you, do you think?
I have no idea.
Best guess.
They come and go every day.
Oh, okay.
So
there's, I mean, I don't know they're that prevalent on Facebook. So you're telling me there's underage people that talk to you or try to talk to you every day?
Well, there's the trick.
Yeah.
They appear
Mm-hmm.
as certain individuals,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not those individuals at all.
Oh.
They're imposters. They're impersonators.
Yeah.
They're scammers.
Okay.
They're people that are just trying to set you up to take your money.
Okay.
And over a process of talking to a lot of other people online
Uh-huh.
and taking what I think I can use and throwing the rest in the garbage,
Yeah.
I've learned some certain traits and signs and things that are prevalent in each little hit that tries to attack me, to get my money. So I ask certain questions and eliminate through a process of elimination who's real and who's not. And sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't.
I see. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. But I guess what I'm asking is, what's your best guess on the amount of people that have told you, like, hey, I'm some age under 18?
I honestly, my brain doesn't even register something like that.
Okay.
I don't give it any thought at all.
Yeah, because, I was told, like, there's Emily, there's a few girls older than Emily, like, just how, like, I guess how many do you think that a few is?
At any given time, maybe a half a dozen. I don't know.
Okay.
But there's usually a connection for me to do nothing more than look at their pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, if you don't mind, I kind of want to go over some of these chats here. So it looks like y'all started talking February 12th. That kind of ring a bell, maybe?
I don't know.
Okay.
It could have been last November for all I know.
Got it. She says, hello, I'm 11. And she says, hello, I'm 11. You said, hi, sweetheart. Can I see a recent picture of you? You're very cute. Where do you live, babe? And you said, you only 11. Your parents don't check your phone. Do you have both of them at home with you, or are your parents still together? She said, my daddy. And you said, I'm sorry to hear that. So just curious, when she said she was 11, why'd the conversation kind of continue?
Because I had a sick thought in my head, I suppose, to just have a conversation with a young girl.
Okay.
I guess I know how to relate to them somehow.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the appeal of kind of younger?
I don't know. Ever since the girl of my childhood,
Mm-hmm.
that has been a recurring I don't know what word I want to use.
You maybe just stunted your attraction, maybe?
I mean, I was never physically attracted to children.
Mm-hmm.
I just found it appealing to look at them at certain ages, you know, as they start to grow from cute kids into pretty girls into beautiful women.
What are some of the ages that kind of catch your eye?
Best guess maybe 10 or above.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. I see.
I know you've been very patient here, but can you tell me what's really going on?
Well, I'm just kind of curious about all this. I just kind of want to figure out why it happened, if it'll ever happen again. You know what I mean?
No, it'll never happen again, I assure you.
Okay. Because since he did kind of just get out, some of these messages I think are a little bit risque.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Just tell him like 5 minutes. Um, so here he asked Emily, "Are you even interested in at 11 years old?" So why was that kind of communicated to her?
I don't know, probably just try to figure out what the mindset of a child is at
Yeah,
that age.
that's fair. Did y'all ever talk about like having sex together?
I'm sure it was hinted at.
Okay. Emily, are you around? We keep playing phone tag, baby. Yeah, that's what you told me earlier. Um, Here you said you need to pay attention, sweetheart, because I'm going to go over a lot of stuff real fast with you. We can do it again tomorrow if you need to. So, what was kind of that stuff that y'all went over together?
I don't know, was it there?
Yeah. Here it was said, "Do you know what a is? Do you know where your is?" And here it was said, "Do you know how to?"
Okay.
What was kind of the reason for that being said?
It's curiosity, I guess.
Okay. And here you say, "What would you like me to teach you, baby? I can't help you, babe, if you don't talk to me." So there was a lot of times where it seems like you were talking, she wasn't saying too much.
Well, I ran into that a lot on my phone because I don't know if it's their internet system going haywire or mine, because I've had a lot of trouble with my connection here.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there's long pauses, and I don't know what's causing them, and I get impatient,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
So here we said that's called a sweetheart or on a. Would you like to do that for me? And here we said my is not nearly that big though, so you don't have to worry about that. She says, "Well, really?" She says, "Yeah, I can try." And here he said, "Do you trust me? We'll see if you can get all of my inside your mouth." Well, why do you think you talked about putting your side of your mouth?
Like I said, sick thoughts,
Sick thoughts. Okay.
sick fantasies.
Mm-hmm. Because here it was said, "Well, I'm having you suck on my baby. I'm going to be your. Would you like that?" And she says, "Yeah, why would you like it?" And you said, "Because it would make you feel really good, sweetheart. The same reason you would look and suck on my make me feel really good. You'll see as soon as we start doing it what I mean." And you say, "Trust me, baby. You're going to love it, but we have to have enough private time to do it. So we need to make sure your mom won't be coming home anytime soon when I'm there." So, what was kind of the deal with that?
Just a thought process of being,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's, I was I was probably thinking that I was getting away with something, not knowing that I probably wasn't,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, I wasn't familiar enough with the technology to even know what is seen that I am doing. You know, who sees it? Where's it going? I'm clueless. You
Well,
know,
what excited you about saying that?
I don't know. It's just that type of talk is what me and the young girl that I went to prison for
Mm-hmm.
kind of did on a regular basis.
Like that flirtatious stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I want you and that type of stuff.
Well, nothing even that graphic most of the time, just stupid stuff, you know.
But with Emily, it looks like it was relatively more graphic than what you're telling me about the 9-year-old.
Yes, because I was in my brain fine tuning that whole mindset, I guess, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just trying it out on her.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Um, did she say where in Dubuque she lived?
No,
Got it.
no. And that's another thing. When I talk to somebody online, they tell me they live in Dubuque. I don't know if they're telling me the truth or not. There's
Fair
no
enough.
way for me to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because half the time they don't even have the real name on their profile.
Right. So here we said, if we have time, I may put my inside your or your. Would you like me to do that, baby? She said, yeah. Is it fun? He said, baby, it's so much fun. You're never going to want me to stop. I promise you, sweetheart, you want to marry me by the time we're done.
Sounds like the mind of a madman to me.
Would you consider yourself a madman?
Not most of the time, no.
At times, a little bit.
Well, I mean, when I think like this, yeah, there's something wrong there.
How often do these thoughts creep into your head?
They don't unless I'm talking with somebody. You know?
Okay.
Unless the opportunity is there, I don't even go searching for it. I just stumble across it.
Okay. How often, like on Telegram and just the pictures, like how often were those kind of looked at, or are those kind of looked at? Like just like a.
I rarely ever even look at my photos unless somebody wants a picture of me. I'll send them a picture of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, how often did you hop on Telegram?
I jumped from app to app, day after day after day, because I got nothing else to do. You know.
Yeah.
I don't have a job.
Yeah.
I don't have. It's been wintertime. I didn't go outside. You know?
Yeah.
I get tired of television during the day, so.
Mm-hmm. But my only question is, you say it's not a attraction to younger people, but here we are with every message. Here we are. When you're bored, the first thing you kind of do, it seems, is go talk to younger people, kind of look at videos of younger people having. I mean, that's all Telegram pretty much is, and you were in groups with that stuff happening. So how would it not be an attraction?
Well, I just got involved with that group recently. I think.
Yeah, but if you look at certain people having, wouldn't that be an attraction to them? Like I guess what's appealing about an 8-year-old having with an adult male that made you watch it, save it, all that stuff?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's a twisted attraction. It's my libido kicking in my brain somehow, you know. And I had a head injury when I was in the military, and I'm having that looked at right now. I just went down to Iowa City yesterday to have a brain trauma evaluation.
Yeah.
You know.
But my kind of thing is, why are we associating libido with minors getting?
I don't know. My brain doesn't look at it as a because there's nothing that seems about it. Even though from an adult's perspective, it looks like it would be an act. You know? But if there's no evidence of that, then it doesn't trigger that thought process.
Yeah.
You know? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I see. No, I see what you're saying. Do you think this is something like you would need help for, or do you think that? Like, what do you think?
I could turn it off. You know, it's just I'm bored. You know.
Yeah. No, I get the boredom, but
I'm trying to find structure back in my life, and I'm having a difficult time doing it because, for one, I've been ill off and on. I had a stroke a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had to go through some physical therapy for that. And, I have trouble sleeping. You know,
Yeah.
my Social Security's been messed up. I've been scammed out of thousands of dollars by.
I'll work harder so we can get your Social Security good.
Huh?
I'll make sure I continue to work hard and grind my ass off. So we can make sure you get your Social Security and stuff. Ken, don't want to stop working, you know.
No, I'm not blaming that on you.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, trust me. I'm paying my taxes. Just give me a few days. It'll be on the deadline.
No, I mean I paid my taxes all my life.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. So I see. But you say I'm watching this. This child porn. I'm bored. I'm talking to young girls. I'm bored. But you just did 23 years wrongly. I don't think you should have done 23 years. But you did 23 years for something related to this. It's in the same category. And you go right back to it when you get out. It hasn't even been a year. I think there's
Have you ever been in prison?
No.
They drill this into your head to where you believe that you are the person that they say you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then your brain just accepts it and you start thinking that way. And if you don't catch it early enough while you're in prison,
Yeah.
you're going to get out and be worse than you were when you went in.
So you think prison made you more, for lack of a better term?
It gave me more time to think about this.
Right, because they didn't actually help you. They just locked you in a cage.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they didn't help me do everything that I did positively, I did on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a lot.
Yeah. So just kind of, okay, so if that's the case, if you thought about this a lot, like I have a grandma, my grandpa's passed, but I have a grandma, her Facebook is littered with bullshit, but none of it's underage stuff. So I will say from experience of kind of knowing about the stuff a little bit, the underage stuff doesn't find you. You always have to find it. Okay, so just kind of reason with me. How excited were you to just kind of get on Facebook and look for this shit?
I wasn't. It was an accident, really. I didn't even know I could find it.
How did you find it?
It just stumbling across it. There was. You don't believe how screwed up I am trying to operate a telephone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm doing from 1 minute to the next.
Yeah.
I'll start doing something over here, and something will distract me, so I'll go over here and do something. I'll forget all about what I was doing over here, and then I'll do something over here and forget about what I'm doing over here. It just compounds, and it just... Yeah. I get lost in what I'm doing because I don't know where I'm going.
Well, basically, how'd you go from stumbling across it to somehow being in groups with a bunch of child, having it saved on your phone, talking to a bunch of young girls? Like, what do you think was the start for that when you hopped online? Like, how did it start and how did it escalate to that?
I think it was just curiosity at first to see what was really there. What was I going to receive from these people?
Mm-hmm.
How big is this issue, this problem?
Yeah.
And I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
It was...
Didn't know how prevalent it was?
No.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
For sure.
It's disgusting, really.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm guilty of looking at it, but I get sick of looking at it too.
Yeah.
It's just a real quick glance is all I can handle most of the time. I don't sit and stare at it over and over and over.
Well, technology has really advanced in 20 years, and there's quite a few videos you described. There's quite a lot of screen time. You know what screen time is?
Time you spend on the internet?
Yeah, so that can be tracked now at this point.
Right.
We've seen that, and I'm not there. To your credit, there's definitely been times where it's like a click and you go off. Like there's definitely been a screen time that's been a couple seconds, but there's also been screen time that's been minutes. And
that kind of have extended like into 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Looking at some of this stuff, I mean, am I wrong about that?
Probably not.
Okay. So, what do you think draws you to go watch child, especially being that you've kind of been in trouble for this before? Like, what do you think brought you back to it to go watch it? And
I have to go right back to boredom because in my failed efforts to have a connection with an adult female because of the scammers online,
yeah, there's a lot of those.
so far every person that I thought was a female that wanted to date me turned out to be a scam artist that just wanted my money.
Yeah, you've talked to half of Africa at this point.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I get it. I understand the communication. I get it. But there's just as much adult as there is child. But why? What brings you back to the child so much? Because
I got tired of the adult.
okay,
You know, I bounce back and forth.
okay,
You know, I don't spend much time on any of it really, because it's too time consuming.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, I admit I do spend too much time doing it,
Doing what?
just floating on my phone doing shit that I shouldn't be doing because it's a waste of my time. You know,
What's some of the shit you shouldn't be doing? You think?
this kind of stuff and trying to find a girl to come over and have sex with me. You know, an adult.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I spent a lot of money on Apple gift cards.
You should not be doing that.
Well, yeah, I know that now.
Okay. Um. So it looks like another picture we're sent here. Is this your here?
Might be, yeah, that's my rug. It has to be.
All right. Did was Emily ever asked to get for you or to strip down or anything?
I might have asked her a couple of times.
Okay. So here you said, would you rather get in front of each other or on video?
Right?
Okay. Did she ever get for you on video?
No.
How'd that make you feel?
Actually, relieved.
Relieved.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, like I said, I knew that this whole conversation with her was inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And I also knew that I wasn't actually going to act on any of it.
Mm-hmm.
And her and I established some kind of a relationship. I don't know what it was.
Right.
Okay. I don't know if it was a friendship that was totally twisted
Yeah.
or what, you
Yeah.
know. But she was easy to talk to,
Right.
and she felt the same way about me, I guess.
That's fair. Yeah. Easy to talk to in what way though? Because like easy to talk to and.
So I called to see if they could deliver food,
Uh-huh.
and whenever somebody's available.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a restaurant?
Yes,
I want to clean the my boot.
right around the corner. The light's on the right.
They do deliver. They just DoorDash is busy right now.
Yep.
Okay.
So, how's this going to end up tonight? Am I going to jail or you in the
No, I'm not gonna. That's I promise you that, or not going to take any money from you. Um, I mean, I'm just curious because here it was said when I come over there, I want you to wear a short skirt with no panties on. Will you do that for me, hon? You can on my and I can on your and then I can put my in your butt and give you a nice slow.
Does that sound like a sane man's conversation?
I don't know. Do you think it does?
No.
Okay. So what do you?
There's something wrong up here. I don't know what it is. That's why I'm trying to get evaluated now.
Okay.
You know.
Then you talked about it's different words for it, baby. Some people call it. I guess it's a scientific name for it. Other people call it different words for it. I like to use the word or.
Are you related to Emily?
In a way, yeah. Then he said, I shouldn't tell you this, but after you do it for the first time, you're going to want to do it all the time. So, I mean, this conversation lasted a couple of months. I mean, right now, I'm not going to be redundant here and just read everything, but.
Yeah, like I said, it was twisted, and I was just seeing how far I could push the limit, I guess, without crossing the line.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Do you consider yourself a.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I know I have some symptoms or signs, but no, I don't. I've been happily married twice and have
Yeah.
many adult girlfriends.
True.
Produced 5 children.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And I've never had with a child.
Got it.
So
Yeah. So I do want to ask about this because it looks like it was on your bed. All these toys right here.
yeah.
When'd you buy those?
Last summer, sometime when I was hoping on hooking up with one of these girls online,
Yeah.
you know.
So what is that like a?
Yeah, there's a few different things there.
Okay. Did you show that to Emily?
That was one of the things I think I sent to her and realized it was to send it to the wrong person, so I deleted it right away. But she saw it before I deleted it, I think.
Well,
If memory serves me right. I mean, that's what I'm just guessing.
okay. Because here she says, "Whoa, what is all that stuff?" And you said those are tools of pleasure, each designed to give you a different feeling of pure. I won't need all those to bring you pleasure, though. I'm just going to use my and my lips pleasure. She said, "Oh wow, really? This does really sound like an accident to me."
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So what was kind of your deal with sending that to Emily?
It doesn't make any more sense than any of the rest of this. It
Yeah.
was just stupidity and foolishness and
Okay.
a sick, twisted plot to see what I could do to satisfy my own brain. You know, I can't make any rhyme or reason out of it. Can you?
I'm trying to. So all this talk, sending pics to Emily, all of this was just basically to satisfy a need or something, or to satisfy like an urge. Like, what do you think?
It was just probably I suppose, of some sort.
Okay, got it. What exactly would you call describe the fetish as best as you can?
Just talking about to young girls.
Okay.
I've always had a when I was a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
I had several opportunities to have with,
Mm-hmm.
and because I was young and stupid,
Yeah.
I didn't know how to go about doing anything.
Right.
So those opportunities escaped, before
course.
I was able to do anything.
Yeah.
And in the back of my head, I always wanted to fulfill that fantasy of having.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what sparks a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
Is just that whole deep-seated curiosity to find out what it would be like,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have experienced it. I haven't. I don't know why I think I need to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, other than the fact that I did have an opportunity and I screwed it up and didn't take advantage of it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Um, so you say have to, and I'm totally with you on that. But you know, down to infants or like infants are. I'm not saying you do anything with an infant, but at what age does that fantasy start? If you want to have someone who's a like, does it start at 1, 2? Like, I'm not saying it does, but like, you see what I'm trying to ask here.
Probably 9 or 10.
9 or 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, and that's because of your crush back then.
Yeah, and my victim
Okay,
for prison.
got it. You call her a victim. Why do you think
That's
she's?
what everybody else called her.
Do you agree with that?
I took advantage of her.
Mm-hmm.
In that respect, yes, she was a victim.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't purposely try to bring any harm to her
Yeah.
at all, so I didn't feel like I victimized her in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how my actions affected her after I went to prison.
Did she ever write an impact statement?
No.
Okay.
I wrote one to her, but they wouldn't let me mail it to her.
Yeah. I see. So a lot of this was like, anytime we're talking and you feel moisture between the lips because your body's telling you you're ready to have moist lubrication that your body provides automatically, a lot easier. Blah 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 blah. So, here you say I love the innocence of like young girls like you. You haven't been tarnished by society and turned into a bad person yet. That's fair. So here this was described. I start by kissing your precious lips, caress your bare back, your bare thighs, and I lick your until they were nice, hard, and pointy. By then, your will be so ready for my. So that's what I do. Between your legs, through my lips, your until my is all inside your buried all the way. So I'm just gonna reason with you, man. I don't think we need these anymore. A fantasy is something that we all want. I have a fantasy right now of eating a chocolate cake with a 72-ounce steak, and if that was in front of me right now, would I eat it? Absolutely, like no question about it. You know, I have a fantasy about 72 in heaven. I'm not saying I'm Muslim, but and if I had 72 in front of me, would I do it? Absolutely. So the whole thing, this is a fantasy, this or that. I'm going to be real with you, man. You've been, I think, 99.9%, 100% up front, and that takes a real man. And there's people that are in similar situations that you're in that are just about it. They're just like, you. I'm not this, I'm not that. But you take ownership of things. You're a responsible dude. I can tell you're not a bad person. You're not someone, to me, that needs trouble. I think maybe some help. Because the wiring just isn't right or something's wrong. And, you're upfront about it. And I genuinely commend you. I know a lot of people wouldn't shake your hands about that, but I genuinely commend you for that. But I will say that 0.1% where I don't think we're kind of on the same page is, I'm going to be real. You blocked her when she wouldn't send you or get for you. That's when you cut the conversation off.
That was just coincidental. I blocked a lot of people that day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was trying to eliminate all the crap that I was dealing with that I didn't want to be dealing with anymore. And there was a lot of adults, females that I deleted that were
Mm-hmm.
getting to the point where they were asking me for money on a regular basis,
Right.
So I knew that their sincerity was right out the door.
Well, of course.
And, I go through that every week. I'll go through a whole new batch almost every week.
Right.
And it's getting to the point where I'm tempted to cut my off,
I understand.
But basically, what I'm saying here is just based on everything I heard from you, which is only because you're truthful, and it's better to get to the bottom of it, better to just get it all out than just being just unaccountable. Because I mean, you believe in God, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So my thing is, I think at some point during this conversation, if Emily gave her address and said, "Come over, I'm alone," do I think there'd be a time that you would have fulfilled your fantasy of having? Absolutely, 100%.
With her?
Yep, absolutely. I think at some points
I think I would have been on the verge,
on the
but I
verge.
don't think I would have actually done it.
I think there were at some points in the conversation where you were actually wanting to do it, then other times where you didn't want to do it. I think you were going back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. Would that be probably accurate?
Yeah, it's very accurate because I knew it was wrong to begin with, and I didn't want it to go anywhere. But it was like a vicious trap that I'd put myself in, and I got to a point where I didn't want to come out of it
Yeah.
unless it was a critical point where I knew it was going to be too far
Mm-hmm.
to return. You know, you once you cross that line, there's no turning back.
Yeah.
And
So
I didn't want to cross that line, but I was getting real close to it.
okay.
You know.
Well, let me just ask you this: at some points in the conversation, I'm not saying when you blocked her, because obviously you blocked her because you don't want anything to do with her. I get that, but at some points in the conversation, were you just hoping she'd give you her address, tell you she was alone, and go over and have with her?
Was I hoping?
Yeah. Were you hoping that would kind of come to fruition?
Honestly, I didn't know because I didn't know how truthful she was with me about some of her circumstances,
Okay.
about her mother and her.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But just put it this way: if everything was true, if it was all like lined up, ready to go, do you think at some point you could have went to go do it? Do you think that chance was there? Just asking. Knowing yourself and kind of what you were thinking at that time.
I think I might have gone to her place and introduced myself and talked to her,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't believe I would have gone through with any of that.
Do you think if she's the one that brought up the stuff, you could have potentially gone through with some of it if she was interested in it versus you bringing it up first?
No, because I knew that that was a ticket straight back to prison. If this isn't already,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Well, here's a question. Are you 100% sure if you went over there, are you 100% sure that you could have contained yourself, or do you think there's a chance you could have gotten carried away?
No, I could have contained myself.
Okay.
I did with my first victim that sent me to prison.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that if I crossed this line, there was no turning back. Even though at that point I didn't really give a shit about my life because I wanted to die.
Yeah.
Because it was my whole life sucked at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that I could not cross that line, and I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to damage her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I knew that that would have more psychological impact on her than what I'd already done.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to push her to that limit,
Yeah.
you know. And the same with Emily. I'd have never done it.
Well, during the conversation, did you always consider her first, or did you sometimes put yourself first with gratification?
Oh yeah, I sometimes put myself first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were there times throughout the conversation where you maybe got off, or maybe satisfied yourself and then felt bad about it, or?
No, I can barely get, let alone to, any satisfaction.
Okay. Do you do you still work and stuff?
Yeah,
Okay. Did you at all to any of the child that you watched a little bit?
here's, I don't, to make it,
Mm-hmm.
if it gets,
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
if and when it gets,
Right.
I take advantage of with it. You know, I'll be honest.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't do it openly. You know,
I would hope not.
yeah, and it's not something I'm proud of.
Yeah.
Nobody is. You know,
Yeah.
but everybody or many people do it. I don't know if everybody does.
It's just, the ketchup just got to get more from. So,
Did it ever get hard when you were watching the child?
Probably.
Okay.
You know, I'll be honest. Yeah, probably.
Appreciate the honesty. Um. I see. So, do you think there's any help that you're able to get? Like, do you think what's going on in your brain can be helped? Just honestly. Or do you think it's always going to be there for the rest of your life?
I'm usually good if I'm in a relationship
Mhm.
because I'm expressing myself with that person
Yeah.
and I'm content.
Mhm.
It's when I'm either lacking a relationship or struggling through a relationship
Mhm.
that those other thoughts start coming back and those other options
Yeah.
start appearing.
Fair enough.
You know,
How long did you and the 9-year-old girl know each other before you guys kind of escalated it a little bit?
the one from 23 years ago,
Mhm.
I watched her grow up from a little kid, from a little baby.
Got it.
She spent, if not every day, at least every other day at our house.
Got it. How did her dad react when he found out about what happened?
He wasn't happy. You know, I mean, I talked to him
Mhm.
on the phone and asked him if we could sit down and discuss it. He said, "Well, probably not a good idea." But he'd yell at me. You know, we were friends.
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah.
in a twisted way, I guess.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But you know, I regret most of my past.
Mhm.
I was just trying to make it to the finish line.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
I'll be 71 years old here in a week or two.
Yeah. Do you think if you and Emily talked for like a little bit longer or got to know each other, do you think it could have just be honest? I mean, at this point, like you're just taking accountability. Do you think it could have escalated to anything one person if you guys knew each other for longer?
No, because I knew that she had some kind of a.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the extent of it. She said she had a,
Yeah.
but I didn't know if that came with a learning. What? Because I think she said she was homeschooled or something.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, we. I never would have hurt her
Right.
at all.
Yeah. I believe that. But I mean, you're telling me she has a, but you're asking, can you feel the moisture between your legs? Although I may have one or two, and you're talking about toys here. Although I may use one or two of them on you, I'd like to use the long purple thing across the top, maybe the small brown. What do you think about that, honey? I mean, the only thing is, I don't think you're saying all this in the messages, and then you wouldn't do it in person, or wouldn't have maybe ask her to do it in person, or have her do it. I mean, you just got to be reasonable with this, man. Just be honest.
I am being honest. The extent that I went in describing those things to her online
Mm-hmm.
was, I guess, my way of perfecting that fantasized uh, avenue, the fantasy avenue of setting it up, you know, and having the option of doing it if I wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that I wouldn't, but just knowing that I could,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I think somehow felt cheated
Yeah.
because I went to prison for something that I didn't do.
Uh-huh.
You know? I mean, yes, I went to prison for something that I did do,
Yeah.
but I also went to prison for something I didn't do.
Right. Well, all this to me saying it, you felt cheated, all this, I mean, to me it sounds like you just kind of looked at Emily as an object that you could use whenever you want.
Virtually. Not literally, but virtually.
Uh-huh.
And that's all it ever was.
Yeah. I just don't think that, because you told me earlier that you're you don't really think when the opportunity pops up is kind of when you think about this stuff. Um, I think if you didn't want to go through with any of this stuff, you wouldn't have asked Emily like, "Hey, when does your mom leave?" or "What's with your mom's work?" That type of stuff. I don't think you'd be inquiring about the mom if you weren't maybe trying to line up something to go over to her house and do some of this stuff.
There was a window of time
Mhm.
where I would have considered it.
Okay, where the possibility was there.
It wasn't there, but I was thinking it could be there.
Okay.
But
When do you think that window of time was?
I don't know, somewhere in the future. But
The window of time to do what?
to either act on this fantasy or not.
Fair enough.
And it was going to be at the point where I knew that my life was going to be over anyway.
Where you just would have nothing to lose at that point?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just to kind of reiterate, to make sure I'm getting this right, there was a time where you were thinking like, I might just go do this and just throw it all away and just do it anyway.
Yes, that was briefly crossing my brain.
With Emily?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. So do you think, and a lot of people might think that, a lot of people say about watching child porn, I'm not saying I agree or disagree with it. A lot of people say like you're victimizing the kid by just watching them getting over and over again, and each time it's viewed, it's victimization. Do you agree with that sentiment?
I did
Mm-hmm.
until recently when I saw some of this other stuff that was out there.
What's the other stuff?
Where the children are appearing to enjoy it,
Yeah.
you know. Uh, in my mind, if somebody doesn't look like they're hurting or,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where the is at.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yes, legally is wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a lot of laws in this world that should be burnt to the ground, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Some societies, these things are normal.
Yeah, absolutely.
This particular one is not.
Yeah.
You know.
So if you were king of the world, dictator Mark, what would just it's just here with us. What would in your ideal world? 'Cause, I've talked to people like there's middle-aged ladies I know that are like, oh, the age of consent should be 21. I don't agree with that. But there's people that think that. There's people that think it should be 25. That's when the brain's fully developed. I absolutely don't agree with that at all. Well, I mean, I agree that could be the one the brain's developed, but I think, age of consent being 25 is just sounds like bitter old lady talk to me. But if you're king of the world, Mark, what do you think the age of consent really is?
Like, no, pretend there's no laws. Pretend you're setting all the laws. What's the age of consent? Not here to judge. I'm just literally asking.
Well, I'm thinking in the past, when things were a lot different,
Mhm.
it was a lot younger. You know, girls were getting married at 12 years old,
Yeah.
and that was considered normal.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, that's not the case now, at least not in most of the country.
Hmm.
You know, some countries it is
Yeah.
still.
But no, I'm not even talking about historical precedent or anything. Like, I mean, obviously, we both agree that an infant cannot have. If you have an infant, you should probably just go to jail forever. Yeah. But
yeah.
at what age do you like? If you're setting, pretend there's no laws, you're writing the commandments here. What age are you saying it's not legal at the age before this, but it's legal now? Like, what age are you putting out there?
Whenever they reach puberty,
Okay.
that's the natural age of progression in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where you're able to conceive. I guess
Yeah.
I believe God set it up that way for a reason.
No, I'm with
Yeah.
you on that. But a lot of the videos you watch of 8-year-olds having that's not puberty. Those are prepubescent kids. So how do you think they'd be enjoying it?
I don't even stop to think about that. Like I said, I don't spend a lot of time looking at it.
Yeah, but I was just told that it looks like the kids enjoy it, or it looks like they're into it, that type of stuff.
They don't all look like they're into it, but they don't all look like they're in from it.
Right,
You know, I guess that's what I was saying.
right. But you just told me the age of consent should be when a person reaches puberty, which I understand. I get that. But but I'm also hearing from you that they don't look like they're getting hurt. They don't look like they're not enjoying it. Like, these are all pre. So in your world, like in your ideal world, would those videos you watch be illegal to do still, or do you think whatever's happening in those videos should be legal?
No, no, it shouldn't be legal.
Okay. So even with your mind, even when we're not even talking about U.S. laws or any other society, those videos are still too far, you think, or those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So why do you watch them?
Like I said, I don't. They've just been tossed at me recently, and I'm sorting my way through them, trying to get rid of all the stuff that.
Okay, but you have hundreds of those saved on your phone, and like I said, the screen time. You've described what's happening in the videos. Why have you watched even some of them?
Because I'm bored. I'm lonely. You know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sick.
Yeah. Because even your ideal world, that happening in the videos was not even legal in your world, where you're judge, jury, executioner.
No.
I mean, do you consider yourself would you use the term monster to describe you?
No.
No. Would you use the term sick to describe you?
Sick to some degree, yes.
Okay. What about?
Yes.
Okay. Would you consider yourself a threat to kids?
No. Not at all.
Okay.
I would never hurt a child.
Okay. Do you think a child's innocence is threatened by you?
No. Well, they're innocent of mind,
Mhm.
maybe,
Okay.
but physical innocence,
Mhm.
like losing a to me, no.
What do you think should happen to child?
I think it should be dependent on the circumstances. I don't know how to answer that.
Well, most people would say, "Oh, well, they should, go to jail forever. They should, be or even worse, right?" And most people would probably say that. Why do you think your answer deviates from what most people would say?
Because I spent a lot of time in prison with a lot of people that were decent people
Mm-hmm.
that were also called child,
Mm-hmm.
because they put us all in one basket,
Yeah.
and because one person did something bad, we all are equally as bad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. That's distorted.
Did you go to prison with anybody that Did you go to prison with anybody that you thought to yourself, this person should not be alive?
Hmm. I don't think I ever made that judgment call because I was in no position to do so.
Fair enough. Did you go to prison with anybody where you thought, like, wow, this person is just so sick and terrible, I don't want anything to do with them?
I heard of people that fit that description,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't associate with a lot of people in prison.
Who are your best friends in prison?
Who were my best friends?
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably went through a lot of them. If you can call them best friends at all. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never had a lot of friends in my life. I had more friends in prison than I ever had in my entire life.
Did was there kind of like a bond with with all the like kind of like a connection y'all made with each other, or
No, we were all stuck in the same camp, though.
yeah? Did you were you like protective custody, or was it just the general population?
General population.
Did any of the non inmates try to like screw with you or fight you or anything?
At Oakdale, they did a few times, but that was not very often there either.
What's Oakdale? Where's that?
That's the Iowa Medical Classification Center in Iowa City.
Okay.
It's where everybody starts out.
Did they try to fight you because of your charges?
Just because of the label that you got.
Yeah.
They didn't know nothing about you. They just assumed that you're guilty because you're in prison.
For that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Um, so did any like people try to take your commissary or say, "Hey, give me your lunch," or anything like that?
I don't think I ever had that problem, no.
Got it. Did you see any others that did like get punked around or anything?
I don't know if I ever saw it, but I heard about it.
Hmm. How was prison like? Like when you first got in, were you like was it like a culture shock?
Oh, yeah. I was totally for a long time.
Did you ever get used to like the lifestyle there?
No, I wouldn't allow myself to do that. They call it being institutionalized, and I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. How much freedom was taken away? Like, what was your day to day like? Like, you wake up, what happens, then till the time you go to sleep? This is just me being curious. I've never been to prison.
Well, wake up, either shower and get dressed, or just get dressed and go to breakfast.
Yeah.
Then you go to a job.
Was the job ever like out of prison? Like, was it like in like society at all, or?
No, not first. They wouldn't allow that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but then you work your job, whatever how many hours a day it was, and you get off work. Well, you take a break for lunch, of course.
Yeah.
And you get off work and you relax, take a shower again, or read a book, watch some TV, play cards or chess or games or whatever.
Was most of your time spent like in a cell or outside of a cell? Like when you were in prison, like were you able to like walk around the grounds, or were you in there for 23 hours a day? Like how did it kind of work?
It depends on your status, your custody status.
Did you ever get in any trouble there?
A few times over stupid stuff.
Like what?
Well, they used to serve us frozen blueberries because they had so many of them. They got them real cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of thawing them out and serving them, they served them frozen
Yeah.
where you couldn't eat them. Well, I like blueberries, so I saved them until they thawed out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the next morning when I went to eat them with my breakfast, or which I was intending to do,
Yeah.
we had a shakedown, and this correctional officer saw them sitting next to my bed, so he grabbed it, looked at it, took the lid off, smelled it, smelled like wine, because those blueberries were starting to ferment.
Yeah.
And he accused me of making hooch. That was probably the first time I got in trouble there.
What was your penalty for that?
I think I spent 2 weeks in the hole.
What's the hole like?
That's isolation, where you're the only one in the cell and you don't get to talk to your friends. You really can't talk to anybody unless you yell through the window.
Are you in the cell like 24 hours, or do you ever get out?
You get out and take a shower for an hour and order your commissary or whatever, hygiene items you need.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Do you get to like read books or watch TV in the hole?
In the hole,
Yeah.
you read but not watch TV.
Wow.
I read a lot of books in prison.
Yeah.
Not because of the hole, but just because I like to read.
Yeah. God, so how did the hole make you go? Like, what did the hole do to you mentally, if anything?
It was hard to sometimes get your brain wrapped around the fact that you're there and that you need to get comfortable because it might be a couple of weeks before you get out.
Did they tell you how long you were going to be in the hole for?
They tell you within a few days, but then they give you an opportunity to appeal it, and that's always a joke.
Yeah.
But I spent 10 years in the Marine Corps, so barracks life I could understand.
Yeah.
Prison life and barracks life are very, very similar, with the exception of being locked down.
Yeah.
So mentally, I was able to handle it
Right.
once I got over my of missing my kids and just being there and knowing that I'm going to be there for a while. And I decided right from the beginning that I was just going to do my time, get out, not have any trouble, not cause any problems, make the best use of my time.
Yeah.
Do something constructive instead of destructive.
Yeah.
I did. I spent an extensive amount of time learning various things.
Did your kids ever visit you in prison?
No. They didn't even write.
Do they still talk to you?
No.
Have they ever accused you of them?
No.
No. So they've effectively disowned you pretty much?
Well, they were also young, except my oldest son. He was 9 when I got locked up. I have spoken to him since I've been out.
Yeah.
He's in South Africa on a missionary trip.
Oh, y'all are Mormons?
No, he's a Christian.
Oh, okay. What is
His wife and children are there.
any of your family and does any of your family still talk to you besides him?
2 of my sisters and my brother do.
What do they think of you getting locked up?
I guess they weren't surprised. Like I said, I was a black sheep of the family. I was always in trouble as a kid.
Mm.
You know, it wasn't a big surprise to them, but they never even asked, you know, what it was all about, what I did, you know.
So you said you went to jail for something you did, which was showing your to the 9-year-old kid, but you also said you went for something you didn't do. What did they accuse you of doing that you did not do?
Having sex with her. They thought I actually sex with her, and I didn't, and there was no evidence that I did.
Mm-hmm.
It was just assumed that I did because I thought along those lines, you know.
Did she say you did?
No, no. There was nothing in writing or anything that said that I was guilty of that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it was just a lot of borderline bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I see. So how'd you feel like when you got out? Like, what was
Scared.
scared?
Yeah.
How so?
I didn't know how I was going to make it or what I was going to be doing or
Mm-hmm.
where I was going to go. I mean, I knew that I had a place to live temporarily, but
A halfway house?
not here.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, this is where I came from prison.
Oh, you lived here before? Oh, you're talking about the city. Wait, what are you talking about?
This apartment.
Yeah. No, okay. So, okay, you knew you had a place to live.
Yeah.
Okay.
My pastor had stayed in touch with me all those years.
Mm-hmm.
So we had arranged my release, and he got this all set up with the help of other parishioners, and they completely furnished it and gave me everything I needed.
How did your pastor feel about what happened?
Disappointed?
Yeah. Was he your pastor before?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he still alive right now?
Yeah.
Nice. Is he still a pastor at that church?
Yeah.
Nice. Um, I see. So, I mean, so how's it been like getting adjusted? Like, rough.
Rough.
Did you have access to any technology besides TVs in prison? Like any tablets or phones or anything?
Payphone, which is a prepaid phone. You had to put money on it.
Yeah.
They had desktop computers that you could use for
Mhm.
legal work or correspondence or educational stuff, you know.
Mhm.
And I took some lessons. I took some classes for computers, but I didn't use it afterwards to stay current with it. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot everything I learned, you know.
When's the first time you used a smartphone?
When I got out last year.
So how was that like? Like having a Facebook account for the first time and all that.
I felt like a kid in a candy store, but walking on thin ice through the whole thing,
Yeah.
you know, because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had to delete more than I ever downloaded, I think. It's been the most frustrating experience of my life, really, owning a smartphone.
Yeah.
And I'm very close to throwing it away and getting a landline just to relieve that stress.
Right. Fair enough. What about driving? Do you drive at all?
Yeah.
Do you have a car?
Yeah.
How-
2001 Buick.
Oh,
The
nice.
church also gave me.
Nice. Do you go to church still?
I haven't recently. I had a run-in with, not run-in, but a dispute or disagreement with somebody.
Do the congregants know kind of your situation?
I don't know what they knew, but they knew something.
Do they know what it was related to?
They knew it was a related incident, but that's probably all they were told.
They didn't know with who or
No,
okay, and didn't know the age or anything.
I don't know. I don't know what instructions they were given.
Mm-hmm. What do you think your pastor would say about this? Do you think he'd give you another chance, or do you think he'd kick you out, or what do you think he'd do?
He already kicked me out.
Of the church?
Yeah.
Oh, because of the dispute?
Yeah, more or less.
What was the dispute about, if I may ask?
A young girl.
Oh, really? What happened?
I started a conversation with her after church one day. She'd been sitting in front of me, and she looked like a friendly young girl,
Mm-hmm.
17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
So I just said hi, and we talked, and she talked about her family and her goals in life and this and that, and her boyfriend, and that was it. Then the next week, I saw her again, so we talked a little more. And, as weeks went by, we talked a little more and got to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day after church, I asked her if she wanted to go to lunch.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, sure. And she goes, here, let me give you my email. So she gave me my email and my email and my phone. And, okay, cool. I didn't know where I was going to go with it
Yeah.
or if I even, use it. But I did start texting her. I just said hello. And at one point, I got the harebrained idea that when she turned 18, she might consider being my friends with benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So I commented on that, and it just wasn't the right thing to do.
What did she say to that?
She was upset. She called me a dirty old man, and said she was going to tell her parents and the pastor and maybe the police. And I said, I'm sorry.
Yeah. What grade is she in?
I think she's a senior.
She is a senior, or she was then, or?
She graduates this.
Oh, this. Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Got it. Did was she ever sent your pic at all, or?
Who are we talking about now?
Did you ever send this church girl your pic at all?
Oh, no.
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 Got it. Got it. I see. Well, yeah, that's quite. Yeah, it's quite something. What did the pastor say to you when he caught wind of this?
We had a sit down in the church,
Mm-hmm.
in his office, and he gave me a letter that was put together after he had spoken to the elders of the church, and they came to a conclusion that it was best if I leave and not come back.
Yeah. Do you still keep in touch with him?
No.
How long ago did this happen? Like, was this year or last year?
It was last year, probably around Thanksgiving, maybe, I don't know. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Got it. I see. Were there any other girls at church that kind of caught your eye like that, or
No.
no? What if that girl had been like younger? Or what if she'd been like 15 or 14? Do you think you'd still kind of strike up that convo with her?
No.
No.
No, I knew she was close to 18 when I first started talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know she was only 17, and that's why I said after you turn 18.
Yeah. So why were you so forward with Emily? Like all this, just a lot of stuff. But with the church girl, you were a little bit more polite.
I guess I just took advantage of her innocence.
Of Emily's innocence?
Yeah.
Got it. So do you think, well, I mean, obviously, I guess you didn't, but um, do you think you could have gotten, how do I phrase this? Do you think talking to the 17-year-old girl, there was less stuff you could have gotten away with saying than with Emily? Is that what you were thinking? Like, I can't really say as much to her as I'd like, or anything like that?
I don't know if my brain is even capable of thinking like that.
Mm-hmm. Got it. I see. Um, interesting. So what kind of phone did you end up getting? Like, has that been your phone the whole time, or you got new phones, or?
I've had 3 phones since I got out. The first one was a track phone,
Yeah.
and it got a virus on it almost immediately, so I took a hammer to it,
Mm-hmm.
and the pastor has given me that one. So after I took a hammer to it, I knew he only paid $20 for it, so I handed it back to him with $20
Yeah.
and went and bought a flip phone, which I thought might be sufficient, but then it was too difficult to operate because of the sensitivity of the
Yeah. And then
keys.
having to press a button 3 times to say one. Yeah.
Yeah. So after I dealt with that for a little while, I thought, well, I can't do this. So I'm going to go buy a good phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and bought an iPhone, and I still have them both.
Nice. Which one's the? Do you have do you have a specific phone to kind of do the sneaky stuff online, or do you do it on both phones, or?
No, I just use the iPhone for that.
Okay. What's the other phone you have?
The flip phone.
Oh, yeah, duh. Got it. Does your iPhone like have a passcode and shit, or
Yep.
is it like 4 digits or 6 digits?
Right now it's 4.
Got it. You said there's a lot of there's a lot of new crazy stuff. Is your passcode like child adjacent at all?
Is there what?
Is your passcode like child adjacent at all, or?
What's that mean?
Well, is there any 13s or 69s in there in the passcode?
No.
What is your passcode then, if it's not that?
It's my birthday.
1953?
Why are you asking?
Well, because certain combinations of numbers are basically signify that you could be deep into child. So that's why, for my peace of mind, I'd want to see if your code is part of that stuff at all, or if it's not. So,
I wouldn't even have known to think about that.
okay, so what would your birthday be? Like, what would the code? If it's not that, what would the code be then?
April 20th.
So 0420?
Yes.
Okay. You're born on. Do you smoke weed at all?
Yeah.
You're born on 4th July. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't give a about that. I mean, it is what it is. Interesting. I see. So what do you think should what do you think should be the result of this today? Like, what would you give yourself?
I guess not knowing more information
Mm-hmm.
would keep me from answering that right out. Right.
Like, basically, if you were in my position and I was in your position and I did all this stuff here and whatever, what would you do to me? Like, what would you say? Like, what would you say should happen? Like, I'm not obviously not going to beat you up or not going to put hands on you, take any money from you, anything like that. But like, what do you think should be the end result of this? Like, legally, like nothing, something, diversion. What do you think?
A very stern warning. maybe.
Okay. Did you move the car? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and call. I'm gonna go ahead and call a therapist real quick. Okay.
Okay.
See if they're up. I see my keys. So I mean, so we have a thing called Locals. It's like kind of a dating app. I mean, some people think it should be that. And to kind of get his rocks off, he just follows like a lot, and they're all middle aged. Like no one's mistaken them for being under 18,
Right.
which might offend some of them if I say that, but he follows all of them. So I mean, if you want to, his name's Kevin. Do you want to follow Kevin's guides? You can see, I'd go with that route, man.
No, I mean, his is better.
Well, I've checked on a lot of those dating apps, and we're all just.
No, but Locals, they're all real.
Yeah, they're real, all right.
Yeah.
They're real, but you gotta buy all these tokens, and
Well, there's coins on there, but
I hate that
yeah.
because I've had trouble with my debit cards and.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's even, Locals is kind of crazy. I mean, there's even been a therapist someone who claimed they're a therapist and it was actually but that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. But, I mean.
That's where I found my wife, actually.
Right.
I just got married.
Right.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, look at his ring. Yeah.
I put it in both hands just to play around with it. But
Right.
I just got married.
Right, and then there's a short bus that takes you to all the functions, too.
Yeah.
Functions for what?
Like Locals, meetups, and
Like
all
how
that
much
stuff.
is how much short bus, how much is one?
Right.
How much is local?
Right.
How much is insanity?
Yeah. Oh my God. And then like one of the leaders of like the club, his name's Nate.
Oh my
And-
god.
oh, my
Murphy.
God.
Murphy.
Yeah, his name's Murphy.
Nate Murphy.
Yeah.
Mumbo jumbo.
Right.
So, are you guys here to recruit me into some kind of therapy?
No. Well,
He looks a little excited.
you're a funny guy. You're a funny guy.
No, it's kind of like a forum. So it's an app too on your phone,
Yeah.
and you can match with people for sure. And I mean, I'd say it's pretty fun.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's what is it right now? $5? It'll soon be up to 10.
Yeah, it'll be.
But we don't have to advertise right now because we're already on Locals anyways.
Right,
It's not like we're on Rumble. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. But we can't. People can leave tips always.
Yeah, no, people can definitely leave tips.
And look at your message to Emily. You left a lot of tips. I don't mean monetarily.
Big tips.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not following you.
No, but you will when you become more acclimated to the internet.
Okay.
Have you ever been on Tinder? You know what that is?
Yeah, I looked at it, but
No. What about like Bumble? Nothing? No. Have you tried them at least? See if you can get like matches or
I always ran into obstacles.
like what?
And like I said, I got ADD, so I never stay one place doing anything for very long.
Okay.
You know, when that's in my hand, I can go from 0 to 1,000 in a heartbeat. You know,
Well, Locals is very fast paced.
Oh yeah. You can find a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
well, that's the whole problem I'm having. Everything on there is fast paced for me,
Right.
and my brain can't keep up with it. So I get very frustrated and just kind of black out sometimes.
Right. I mean, it's a great place. You can keep up with the news too and stuff. Like people post news on there and all that stuff. Sometimes
I seriously want to get
over again.
seriously want to get rid of my iPhone and put a landline back in here.
But you can't get Locals.
I don't care. I mean, I'm about done with all of it, really.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about Locals is there's people on the community that have been to prison before too.
Yeah.
Like one of their names is Kill All Cahomos. He might be homophobic or something. I don't know. Kill All.
Chomos. How's it spelled?
Maybe, I don't know, but he was in prison for a while too. So I don't know. I mean, there's people like that. And
Have you ever tried Grinder?
Nope.
do you know what Grinder is?
Nope.
I'm sure
That's a
you
good
love
one. Yeah, that's a good
that. They have a
one.
lot of people that went to prison there.
Like your dick pics and would definitely fit on
They would
Grinder.
love that.
Yeah,
They would love that.
Grinder's good. Grinder's good.
We're just trying to give you hope. That's
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand. I'm pretty slow. I mean, you gotta. I don't take hints very good, guys.
Okay, well, let's see. Jesus, pull up Grinder.
I don't have it on my phone.
He's looking at me. He's such a liar.
I mean, is it something I even want to be looking at? I mean,
Depending on what you like.
If you're curious,
Is Grinder on my phone? No, because you said you had it. No,
I don't have it. Just check your phone.
curious is what got me in
Oh,
trouble.
my phone died. Yeah. Well, do you know what being straight curious is?
No, I don't.
oh, sorry, excuse me. They used to have a little thing going on back then. Are you fond of the homosexuals? I'm not personally, but no.
Yeah, we're not, but you know,
It's them too.
basically, look, I just needed a friend here,
That's
and
not they actually met just like therapy.
No,
They
no.
both showed up together.
no.
He's ashamed of it, but they did show up together.
No, that's not.
There used to be a couple.
No.
That's not remotely what happened at all.
Come on.
That's not
There used to be a couple.
Come
and
on,
Okay,
just
so
come out already.
so we were all in a hotel room together, and this guy decides to strip down and get. I kid you not. I kid you.
Yeah.
Yes, him right here.
I was taking a shower.
No, he's
trying
like
to get in.
he called it a shower, but I'm like, bro, you're literally in the same room as we are. What the? I mean, I don't. I mean, it's weird. Weird. I mean, I guess not everybody can be as normal as you are, Mark.
I'm far from normal, but I don't know what I am.
But at least you have the self-awareness to admit it. But him, I mean, there's just been signs, telltale signs. I mean, since high school. I mean, I've known him since I was 30 years old, since he was just a high schooler. And
Yeah,
he said, well, really,
How
since
long
he
ago
was.
was that?
he's grown a lot.
Yeah, no,
He's a grower for sure. Like a third leg. You should see what this guy Jesus is packing.
No, we're just kidding.
He's packing.
We're just kidding. Yeah, we're all the same age. We're all the same age. But
Yeah. Well, he just had his 35th birthday. I just had mine. And you're 34 now?
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, his name's Kevin.
That's my name.
Kevin Jesus Hoto.
No, it's not.
No, I'm just. It's short. His name is Kevin Jesus Hoto Pene. Hoto Pene Negro.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Did I say your name right?
Almost. You almost got it.
Hoto Pene Negro? Or is it Negro Hoto
It's not
Pene?
yet there.
So what are we waiting on, guys?
Yeah, the call I'm supposed to be getting. Let's see if they texted.
And where are we headed with this?
Okay, he's gonna call in a second. This guy's my friend. He's in school right now. He's working on his therapist license. He's not a licensed therapist, but he's going to school for psychology and this and that. So he wants to. He basically got in because his dad was and he wants to like help out with this type of stuff. Here he is. Hey, what's up, Gunther?
Hi. I'm covering for Janet today. Is Mark there?
Yeah, I hope I didn't get you at a bad time.
No, this is fine. This is important. This is important stuff. Hi, Mark. How are you feeling?
Oh, and Gunther, just so you know, you are going through school, right? You're not a licensed therapist yet, are you?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm working towards my goals in mental health, and I'd like to see if I could help you. Mark, how are you feeling?
Slightly confused.
Okay, confusion is normal for many. I think you ought to really get onto Grinder at some point soon. It is helpful for certain. Have you ever considered Grinder?
Yeah.
Would you be open to Grinder? If I told you I thought Grinder would help you, would you be interested in it?
He's trying to talk to you.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
It's an app. It's an app.
Why would I be interested in it?
Well, when did these thoughts start for you? Before the prison? How did you cope with your needs during prison? It's important to talk about this, Mark.
Yeah, it probably is, but not in a room full of people.
There's no time like the present to get this help. You want the help, right? I mean, I'm assuming they don't allow any child in the prison, that they would consider that contraband of some sort. So how did you get your rocks off during the incarceration?
Watching TV.
Okay. And what types of shows would you like to watch?
Movies mostly.
All right. And how old were the people in those movies?
I don't know.
Well, if it was somebody really young, would you change the channel, or would you watch it a little more? Would you feel things below the waist when very young people were on the screen, Mark? It's important to admit this type of stuff. You know, you want help.
Is he on there?
Is an interest? Do you have interest in?
No.
Okay.
That's good.
That's
Speaker,
good.
or what do you want to do?
Is he got his face on here somewhere so I can see who I'm talking to?
Oh, do you want a video call him, Gunther?
Well, my camera is not working right now, but I hear you very well, Mark. I feel like I can have an image of you in my head, and it's hard to believe you were ever in prison.
Yeah, I kind of thought that too.
My name is Gunther. I'm a student in mental health. Do you have any questions about your condition?
What is my condition?
Well, it's deviant, Mark. The little tracker device, that cell phone you got fresh out of the joint, has put you into a spiral. Wouldn't you agree? And you've left the church? Why did you leave the church? Do you blame any of your problems on not attending last Sabbath? Or Sunday, if you're inclined that way.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Why aren't you going to church? You can find another church. If you got the hots for someone at this one church, maybe you need a congregation with some slightly older congregants.
Maybe I could go to church right here in front of my TV.
Okay. Do you get the good channel for that?
Yeah.
How much is your cable bill? That's not really important. What's important is, how often do you have these feelings for young children? Is it daily, hourly?
I don't keep track of this kind of stuff.
Well,
I live my life.
Could we go through your Google search history on your phone and see what terms you search? That could help me with my opinion. Like, what's the last time you looked at, and what type of was it? Do you enjoy regular? What categories do you search for on, let's say?
I don't go on.
What is your site of choice?
I don't have one.
That's why you need Grindr.
What the is this with Grinder?
Well, you need
And
to
why
look
are you
into
guys
it.
so enthused
Yeah.
about this?
She's a
Well,
nerd.
there's
Huh?
no need to get
Just a
hostile.
nerd.
You can look into Grindr later. What do you blame your problems on? Maybe I can direct my rage towards that.
Your rage?
Yes. I don't like to see bad things happen to good people.
Okay.
Do you? And you don't either, right?
No.
Good. Let's work together on that. Now, what type of do you watch?
I don't have a specific kind of I watch.
Okay, so what terms do you search for when you're looking for?
I couldn't even tell you.
So, do you like any regular?
Do I what?
Do you like any regular, normal that would not get you investigated by the FBI, let's say?
Yeah.
All right. And what topics are those?
What topics?
What types of?
I don't know. Boy and girl.
Okay.
I mean, man and woman. I mean,
Oh, so you're homophobic.
I don't even know what that means.
You don't like the gays.
I don't have anything against the gays, but I don't associate with them as one of them.
Well, how do you feel about trans people, Mark?
I don't feel anything about them.
Okay, so you're emotionally to the LGBTQIA plus movement. That is something a Grindr will help with that too. But listen, what I want you to do is call your pastor. Is that possible that you could make a call to him right now, let him know that you feel the church could possibly help again?
No.
Why won't you reach out to him? The church tried to help you. They did a lot for you.
Yes, and then they told me to leave, and I left.
And now you've got Gordon Flowers, who is a subject matter expert on this, trying to help you face to face, Mark. You've got one of the experts in this arena. You need to take any of his advice. And his associates, they've all recovered from deviancies. And if you just follow the steps they want to give you, you can be as successful as they are, even in your 80s. I want you to start thinking and get a flip phone. You go back to the flip phone, no data plan.
I have a flip phone.
Okay. Do you have data?
No.
Okay. So how do you get your... You
Through
have a
my other
computer?
phone.
A tablet?
No, through my iPhone.
Okay. The iPhone data plan, it's got to go to hell.
Okay.
All right? Do you know how to put your phone in airplane mode?
Yeah.
You ought to do that. And you ought to not take it out of airplane mode until you've downloaded Grindr and taken all the steps that Mr. Flowers and his associates can give you to beat this. And then in a year from now, I'm going to see a better Mark.
Okay.
X marks the spot. You have the power within you to fix this, right?
Yeah.
Would you confess your sins
Not to you.
to your pastor? To your pastor.
Not to my pastor either.
How about local law enforcement?
Nope.
Damn it. Well, you're just going to have to work on this in your own head, I guess. Now,
I
what do you do
confess my
for...
sins to God.
Oh, you believe in God?
Yeah.
What did God say in the Bible about those that would harm a child?
I know what you're talking to, but I can't
I
recite
don't
it.
have any idea either. I'm sorry. Do you have any real victims, or are they all just cyber? Have you had any time to go skulking for a child?
Nope. Haven't even thought about it.
I bet you've thought about it. You have to be honest with your thoughts, so we can't.
I'm not. Well, okay. I've thought about looking at them,
And
but that's
like
it. I look at them.
infantile? Or
No.
just school aged? And by school age, I mean elementary age. That's a yes, right? I take your silence as a yes.
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
10 and above.
Can we move forward to say certainly double digits, but occasionally single digit? Okay. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Do you feel the breakthrough?
No,
What do you feel right now? How are you feeling?
like I got to take a dump.
Okay. Figuratively, or like are you
No,
going to
literally. Literally.
All right. I'll wait.
No, you won't.
What?
I'll wait.
I get paid by the hour.
I don't care.
No. We don't pay him. He was just joking about that.
That is joking. This is all pro bono and
No, it's not pro bono. He's just a student. He's just a student.
No, yeah, that's right. How bad on a scale of 10 is the dump necessary at this moment?
I don't know. Depends on how much
Okay.
you upset me.
Sounds like we can keep talking then.
Where are we headed with this conversation?
We can take this wherever you want to go.
Oh, farted.
Well, how about if I want you to go away?
That sounds like you're pushing away the therapy.
No, I'm pushing away the intrusion into my house. Uninvited. Not saying it's not welcome, but it was uninvited.
I'm here to help as much as I can, Mark. I want to know how this all started. I want to take it back to Mark at the age of some of these children. What was he thinking? Did anything ever happen to you?
No.
Did they vaccinate you for COVID while you were incarcerated?
Yes.
Okay, have you had a booster recently?
No.
The two things I'm going to leave you with. You need Grindr and you need the latest booster for your
I'm
COVID.
not going to get a booster.
Tell me why not.
Because the last shot caused complications.
Have these feelings started since the shot, Mark?
What feelings?
Attraction to 9 and 10-year-olds?
No. Why? Is that a side effect now?
You'll have to read the package insert, Mark. There's a lot of on there. It's above my pay grade, bud.
You're a funny guy.
What are your top 3 goals in life? I'm going to take notes on this. What is the top 3 things you wish to accomplish this week, this month, or this year? I might have something that can help you reach one or all of them.
I hadn't really set any goals.
Okay, we've got to start doing that. If you have pen and paper, Mark, like I do, you could write 1, period, Grinder. 2, period, boosters as willing. 3, goals for the year. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, Mark.
It's very true.
Yeah, I've read that.
How long ago?
Many times.
Why the didn't you listen?
Because I'm an ignorant son of a...
Me too. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get hostile. I'm still in training.
He'll get over it.
What? 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 Say that again, please.
I said, you'll get over it.
So, that marijuana that you smoke, is there some right there in the premises?
No.
Okay, good. You don't need anything illegal
No.
in your life.
No.
What do you have illegal in your life? Let's talk about it and commit to get rid of it. Look around. What's illegal in there? Is your flip phone illegal?
No.
Okay. Is your iPhone illegal?
Probably some things on it.
Let's talk about that further.
I'm planning on working on that.
Okay. Mr. Flowers wrote the book on working on that. What do you know about cash and all that?
The what?
This is what I want, Mark. I want you to be open and honest enough to say, hey, everybody, here's my plan for the week. So just give me one thing that you can commit to Mr. Flowers and his associates from south of the border, what they can expect from you this week. How are we going to make Mark better now?
Wait, did he just make a Mexican joke?
Yeah.
Does he not know I'm Lebanese Christian? And I love Indian women?
Next he's going to say the things in your life that are illegal right in front of you. So fucked up.
Mr. Flowers, when you were using the restroom, they told certain people that you were procured them from Home Depot.
Wait, Gunther, they did?
Yes, sir, they did.
Oh my god.
And I know you refused to shop there personally.
Well, yeah, because I'm very committed to hiring American.
Right. And you're a Lowe's man.
Yeah, exactly. What are you, Gunther? Are you a Lowe's man or a Home Depot guy?
Am I a lesbian or a guy?
A Lowe's man or a Home Depot guy?
Oh, I like Ace Hardware. True Value, where you still get the home touch, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well,
I gotta go to bed, but
yeah, Gunther, I think there's
I'm
gonna
gonna study a little bit, honestly.
Yeah.
But, if you need me, you wake me up.
Absolutely, and
I'm there for Mark, and I'm there for you, Mr. Flowers.
right, and as far as I know, Gunther, we're about to eat dinner. Freaking get some pickles. Like, I'm getting told like whoever's making them for us is like delivering them right now.
Not too much salt, please. Just make sure too much salt.
Well, Gunther, it's Morton's kosher salt.
Excellent. There's no problem there.
Okay, just wanted to let you know.
All right, Mark, you be well.
Yeah, thanks, you too.
Get back in the church, sir. Listen to Mr. Flowers and his associates. For God's sake.
All right, bye, Gunther. Open the door.
I guess.
How's it going, sir?
Good. How are you?
We're just having a conversation here with Mark. He just got out of prison but you're going to delete the child off your phone, right? There's only a couple hundred stuff on your phone, but you're going to get rid of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to step over here and talk to him? Mark, can I talk to you back here for a second? Is that okay with you?
Sure.
What's going on? What? You got a call today? I don't know. You're still on the phone? So, hey, I haven't met this.
that I don't normally go to, that just picture started coming to me. I don't know, I gotta take with you. What do I mean? I don't know these people up. Probably an hour or so.
Well, I was going to talk to you about that, some person that sent to you. Yes. You know, the network, the email address, it's
It was a site with a bunch of different people on it. We're doing all kinds of crazy. And I don't know what they were doing. And all of a sudden I'm taking pictures from it.
the chat page. You're asking me to do this and do it. You're asking me to do this and do it.
I don't know.
That's true.
Yes, I haven't had a chance to read it. I didn't. When? I think some of them started coming in yesterday. Same video? It's on the same. Answer my phone and hang it up. It's over here. Do you need a warrant to get it in there?
Oh, yeah. I just have to. That's right.
From what I've heard, there's a law that says you can't keep it.
It's not going to be sweet.
Color? I really have to use the best.
Just so you know, so relax. You're not going to. It's home over here. declared an indoor lifestyle. I gotta take it up.
Yes, yes.
So my understanding is basically you guys work for the company.
Right, right.
And,
Pictures?
okay. So basically my understanding is you guys pretend to be juvenile.
Correct.
You know,
Yeah.
and basically they've been in contact with you.
Mhm.
How did you get in contact?
He just found us on Facebook and messaged us. Yeah.
What profile?
It's called Emily Meet Up With You and have you this and that, but he ended up blocking us because we wouldn't provide him with him on camera, obviously. So, you know, we just typed in his name, Mark, on Truth Finder in Dubuque, and he came up as this address, and we saw he was. So he obviously didn't tell us that in the messages. So.
Did he let you guys in?
Yeah, he did, and I told him on camera, like, hey, at any time you can just kick us out.
Okay. I'm assuming you guys have copies of the
Yes, we do.
turn over those
Yep,
too?
absolutely.
Okay. How long have you guys been here for? A little over an hour?
3 hours about.
What has he admitted to you guys to?
He said it on y'all's body cam too, like loosely, like when I said, hey, you're gonna leave that child on your phone, right? He's like, yeah. But he's told us that he has saved on his gallery hundreds of videos and pictures of child. He said that he's
Is it on his phone or is it on his computer?
It's on his phone. He gave the phone passcode as 0420, and yeah, it's an iPhone. And he said he's also sent child to multiple kids that he said were a little bit older than Emily, which we were posing as 11. And he sent a file our way, which we didn't open, but we suspected it's probably something. Like, we didn't see what it was on the file, but we just told him, like, don't send that, and we reported that file to cybertipline.org just to be safe. But I think he either unsent it or something, and obviously we didn't, like, print it out or anything. But he also said in the messages that he has videos of, like, a 9-year-old on her dad and stuff like that. Those are on the screenshots. And then in person, he told us he has hundreds saved. And he also admitted to sending pictures to who he thought was this 11-year-old. And he said, like, I mean, very candid, I'd say, for the most part. Like, he said that, yeah, I just took advantage of her. I used to get off. Yeah, I mean, he said some things that everybody thinks about. He just admitted to. And he also, said he's talked to other minors online, said that his attraction is 10 and up, like, pretty much verbatim, he said that. And, yeah, I mean, he just got out of prison 8 months ago, and he said that he's already smashed one of his phones. Like, obviously not when we're here, but he smashed one of his phones. He didn't say it was for CP, he just said it was because there was a virus on there. It was like some track phone. But I just feel like if his phone isn't taken tonight, that all that is going to go away.
If you want to support the Predator Poachers catching the sickest both near and far, go to the pinned comment. If you're on Rumble, press the red join button to see over 30 videos early and uncensored for only $8 a month. We can't do this without your help, so join our locals.